Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and I love any makeup, especially shiny, shifty, and sparkly eyeshadows. And today I'm going to be finally trying out Lunar Beauty for the very first time. I've never tried any of their eyeshadow palettes or anything else. And they just launched the Moonspell Vol.2 eyeshadow palette. Look at this packaging. Can we have a little moment? Because wow, it's so beautiful, and you know I'm a sucker for packaging, and this is absolutely stunning. It's literally just like a book, just like the original, the first palette, which I do not have, and I definitely regret not getting that one, but it's too late because that one was a limited edition, as is this one. So once this palette sells out, it's all gone, no more. So let's look at the color story of the inside of this palette. Now, the previous palette did have some purples in it as well, but this one is very much purple, reds. This one is more of a coral, and we've got some taupey shades as well. So we've got a nice variety, but I definitely think that there's going to be a lot of similar kind of looks you can come out with this palette because they're very similar, you know, purples and reds, but mostly purples in here. And I love purples, so I really wanted to pick this up so I could finally try the Lunar Beauty eyeshadow formula. I've heard amazing things about their shimmers, about their matte, so I couldn't let this one get away from me. And I also did pick up finally the brush bundle, which I've been wanting for some time. So I'm also going to be using these for all three looks. So roll the swatches and then the three looks, and I'll give you some of my thoughts at the end of the video. Priming with the Glam Light Icing. I'm using the LBE brush, number 2 from Lunar Beauty. I'm so excited to finally get my hands on these brushes. And I'm putting Cameron right into the crease. And then blend it like a dream. Picking up Alex, and I'm putting it right next to that on the empty spots on each of the end of my eye. Picked up Hilda, and I'm putting that on the inner part of my lid. And then also on the outer portion of my lid. I'm just leaving an empty spot in the center because I will be doing a spotlight eye. Next, taking just a tiny bit of Maggie. And again, putting it on the outer and inner. I want to deepen that up just a little bit. So going in with Macy, and I'm putting it right along near my lash line. And I'm just tapping it and putting it on the outer corner. Next, using the LBE4 brush from Lunar Beauty, I'm going to do a halo eye with the Glam Light Icing. So I'm just taking that right in the center of my lid. And I'm going to make sure I bring it high enough because I do have hooded eyes. And so when I relax my eye, it tends to swallow all of the eyeshadow. Then I wiped off the brush, and I'm just going to tap out the edges so there's no harsh line. Picking up Myrtle, and I'm gonna put that right over here next to the matte, and then on this outer portion as well. We're gonna put a nice bright shimmer right in the center of my lid, blending it downwards. This is more of a satin kind of shade. In the center, pop in Agatha, and just making sure this is nice and sharp. I'm going to be slowly blending it into the purple shimmer we just put down as well. And adding on a little bit more. I feel a little bit of fallout with this shade. It's a little chunkier. Next, I'm going back in with Maggie just to make sure this is blended. Taking Maggie and connecting my lower lash line with that. And then on the inner portion of my lower lash line. And then taking Cameron right in the center. Just basically reflecting what I did on my lid, and then putting Agatha over it. I do feel like it needs to be sprayed or something to help it stick down. The lashes are Michaela Code Orange. In the waterline, I have Insomniac from ColourPop. Here's the finished first look. For the second look, I'm going in with my full cut crease sticker from Crown Noir. I will link it down in the description box, and I'm just placing it where I think will be a good space to put it on my lid. It does feel a little uncomfortable, but it's fine, it's worth it. Right above the sticker, I'm putting down a little bit of the Glam Light Icing Primer. Taking Gillian, and I'm gonna put it really close To the edge of the sticker, I want to make sure I leave room to blend up. Going back in with the Lunar Beauty 3 brush, I'm gonna just start slowly taking it higher up. Going back to the small brush, taking Macy and putting it right on the edge of the sticker, just running it along. Again, I don't want to take it too high yet. I want to leave some space to blend it into the other shade I just put down. These are so far blending really nicely. This brush is a little bit stiff, but it's good for doing things like this, but not necessarily blending. But I'm just kind of going back and forth and then going in with just a little bit more over here and here, and just kind of feeling out where I think I want more. All right, time to take the sticker off. This is such a good, satisfactory, look at that. I mean, so easy, so easy. I'm gonna prime the rest of my lid with the Glam Light Icing, and I'm using this number 4 brush from Lunar Beauty to do that, just getting the product all over and keeping the nice sharp line. I'm gonna take Gillian and just put it underneath where I think I'm gonna wanna finish off this wing, or I'm gonna connect it with my lower lash line. Taking number 7 brush because it has a nice flat edge, and putting down Macy to get a nice sharp edge there. And then just sharpening it up with whatever is left of the eyeshadow primer on this brush. Picking up Misty. I'm taking that all in the inner portion of my lid. The shade is shiny, but it is like not the shiniest out of all the metallics that are in this palette. Then taking Zelda next to that. Blending them into each other. Going back in with Misty to finish this off. Finishing off this look with Gillian under my lower lash line. Kind of connecting it to where I left the spot before. And then I'm taking Macy and putting that as close to my lash line as possible. And then putting Alex under the rest of my lash line. And then taking Agatha as my inner corner highlight. I put on the Code Orange lashes from Michaela and Glam Light. I have the ColourPop eyeliner in Insomniac in my waterline. So here's the finished second look. Already primed with the Natasha Denona eyeshadow primer. I do want to point out I had a little bit of staining and I only had the eyeshadow on for maybe like 30 minutes. Picked up Gillian. I'm going to put that right into my inner crease, and I'm only going to take it about halfway. I'm trying to start low so I have a little bit of room to blend up. Next, blending Maggie into that and just deepening it up a little bit. Next, I'm taking Queenie and I'm gonna create a wing with the Refer 23 brush. I'm gonna take it all the way across my lash line. Ignore the glue from the previous look, but it can be a little harder to take off when it's still kind of fresh. Taking it this way. I'm gonna connect it to my lower lash line. Next, I'm taking Willow. I'm gonna blend that into the wing. Changing to the number 5 brush from Lunar Beauty to help blend it. Using the Glam Light Icing, and I'm gonna do like a half cut crease just up here. I'm gonna keep gauging if it shows up once I relax my lid. I don't want to pull on my lid, just gonna give yourself more wrinkles. So you gotta keep checking, because also if you pull on your lid and then you relax it, everything's gonna go down to actually what it's supposed to look like, and you're not gonna get the same result. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more to really get a sharp line. I'm gonna taking it all the way out here. And right in there, I'm going to put Lunar. Or I definitely feel like I'm going to need some sort of a glitter primer or adhesive there because it seems like it's pretty loose once you touch the pan. A little bit on the chunky side. So I'm using my Fair & Pixie epoxy. Picked up some Lunar. See how it's picking up a little chunky. I think a fluffier brush will work better than a flat brush with this shade, but I'm gonna keep going on. The shade is absolutely stunning. Just taking it all the way out here. Using Agatha as the inner corner highlight. I put on the Glam Light and Michaela collaboration lashes again. Alright, first I'm going to talk about the brushes even though they're not really relevant anymore, but I just really been waiting to get these in the mail, and the moment I opened them I knew that I was going to like them because they are nice and small, except for this one is a little bit larger, but I can still work with it. But these, the rest of them are really nice, very, very small, and you know I love my smaller brushes because I really want to get up in there. And also I have hooded eyes, so I just really want something smaller to have better control. So let's move on to the eyeshadow palette. Of course, the packaging really beautiful. I wish this was maybe black or just something else because I feel like the metallic kind of throws you off a little bit. I do prefer when there isn't like a metallic on the inside, but that's just a little nitpicky thing. The mattes really nice, blend it easily, build it on each other very nicely. No issues there whatsoever. Of course, I didn't use all of them. I did not dip into Freya and Marie. Marie does have little purple sparkles throughout it, which I really don't care for those kinds of eyeshadows. They're usually called like sequin when they're the ColourPop shadows like that, and usually the sparkles just blend away, but I just why? Might as well just not even put them in there. What I was imagining for the color story when I saw some sneak peek photos, I actually thought it was going to be like a blood moon type of theme, and I thought there's going to be more like deeper reds, maybe like a black and some other shades. So I was definitely a little shocked to see a sort of like monochromatic-ish color story because I do feel like I'm gonna get very similar looks out of this palette. Now onto the shimmers. There are some really beautiful, sparkly, shiny shades which are right up my alley. I do love my indie brands, and a lot of the handmade shadows do just really pack a punch, and I really like when they're super shiny and very sparkly, and even better when they're shifty. But these are really shiny. I have the Luna shade on right now, and I feel like this is exactly like what I look for in a shimmer shadow, but I realize that that is really a personal preference. Not everybody likes something like that, and so there is a nice variety here between the different kinds of shimmery shades. So we have some satins, which is Louise. Misty is a little bit more satin, and so is Grams. So those are not my favorite. I really don't care for satins personally. Overall, I've had a great experience with my very first Lunar Beauty eyeshadow palette, and I'm really curious to see what they come out with next. Manny did mention that there is going to be another launch. Whether or not it's going to be eyeshadow palette, we shall find out. But either way, I'm definitely on the lookout. So let me know in the comments below which look was your favorite, and if you got the palette or you plan on picking it up, I would love to hear all your thoughts down in the comments below. And that's everything for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's so much indie makeup content, lots and lots of eyeshadow tutorials uploading my channel, and much more to come. You don't want to miss out. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.